Hey guys, Coach Irvin. Just want to go over your project instructions for those of you that may not be here or those of you that maybe didn't get it all yesterday. But for this project, you're either going to be working with a partner, working by yourself, working with a group of partners. And, most of you are in a small group of two partners. But if you are not here and there's not another partner and you're not going to be here, you work by yourself and you'll need to do one of these projects. Otherwise, you need to do two or even three, depending on the number of projects or people in your group. Um, you will need to follow the instructions of each box that you choose. And, if you're doing one project, you need to follow the instructions of the one. And this is due October 14th, which is next Wednesday. So you have today, tomorrow, the next day, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday in class to work on this. The only way that I'll let you submit it lately if it is turned in on October 15th due to internet issues. In order to receive full points, you need to follow these guidelines. Did you follow all the instructions in the box? Was it creative? Was it thrown together at the last minute? And did you use your time wisely? If you do those four things, if you are creative, you don't throw it together in the last minute, you use your time wisely, and you follow the directions, you'll make a very good grade on this. Like I said, if you're doing uh, just one project or working in a group of three, you need to add all three, and then the points will be divided up a little bit differently. But these are your guidelines for you to follow to make sure that you get 50 points on this. So make sure you do that. The second part of this is choose between the following monarchs. You must choose, if you're doing two, you must choose two different monarchs, one for each project that you're going to do, and it must come from different countries. So, if you're choosing Catherine the Great, who's from Russia, you have to choose somebody from Spain or Great Britain or France. If you're choosing Louis, who's from France, you got to choose somebody from France or from England or Russia or Spain. So you got to make sure you can't have two people from England, you can't have two people from France, you can't have two people from Russia, and you cannot do. Uh, you have to do two, unless you, like I said, you have special circumstances, and I've talked to you about that. Along with that, you have your 9 choices here. You could do a scrapbook, 20 pictures. You could make a 3 to 4 minute documentary video. You could make a comic book illustrating the early life of your monarch. You can make a social media account for your monarch. You could make them into a superhero or supervillain and argue why they are. You could create a playlist for their life with 8 songs describing the monarch. You can make a political campaign for the monarch, for re-election. You could make a biography, just a small written research project um, detailing their life, or you can make a newspaper article for them. Uh, Remember, you have to choose two different monarchs, and you also have to choose two different projects. If you're doing one of these, just make sure you do one of them. But if your group is doing two, then you have to choose one of these and then something else. So you cannot do the same thing even though you're using different monarchs. You have to do two different projects for two different monarchs. Okay? And if you have any questions about that, make sure to email me. The last thing is remember to cite your sources on the last page of the guidelines. That's supposed to be over here. So and here you've got the last page. You'll cite your sources. We're going to talk about that on Monday. I'll make another little quick video today going over how to find certain information through research, what websites to use and what not. So we learned some skills along the way, also learning a lot more about absolute monarchs, diving in deeper into this content, this chapter, and then we'll move forward after this. But remember, this is due October the 14th, so it's due next Wednesday. And you've got time in class to work on this. Otherwise, you need to work on it at home. If you have any questions at all, send them to me, and I hope you have a great day.